Hey, what's good? It's Pika calling in from Singapore. It is Tuesday night, and tonight is episode 100. You guys, I made it. It's been a long journey. And actually, okay, it's been a long journey in some regards, but it went by faster than I thought it would. I don't know. I started noticing it when I hit the 70s and the 80s, and suddenly it was like a countdown to 100, and here I am. I can't tell you how much this podcast has changed my life. Just 20 minutes a day. Okay, 30, I'm not gonna lie, I'm long-winded, okay? Anyway, this small window of opportunity for me to talk to you guys and tell you what's on my heart and share with you what I'm going through on this solopreneur journey. And I don't know, kind of let you into my life a little bit. I thought it would be a huge invasion of privacy. I was scared that I would get a lot of backlash. I was afraid that I wouldn't have anything to say, but you know what? 100 episodes later, I think I'm doing okay, right? It's not perfect. I never meant it to be. What I wanted for you to be able to see was how much time I dedicate to my hustle, what it takes to actually get things done, how hard it is to wrap your mind around what you got to get done and then make yourself do it, how life will get in the way. No matter what you do, life will get in the way. And then it's up to you to kind of, figure out what the priority is and put whatever you need to on the back burner and keep going for it. It wasn't meant to be easy. Y'all hear me say it over and over again. The hustle is ugly. It is ugly. It is no filter, no makeup, not a lot of sunshine, ugly. But I'm okay with that. I've come a long way. I think I've done pretty well. I think I've lifted people along the way. I think I've brought people along on my journey as much as they will allow me to. I've introduced you to some very, very important people in my life. I've edified certain characters in my life who are major players who lift me when I'm down. And I'm really grateful, you guys. I really am grateful. Today started out like any other day, okay, not like any other day, because I didn't go to the main office first. I actually went to one of our satellite offices, and we had a couple meetings there. We did a teacher training. It was kind of cool. And then headed back to the main office, spoke to our principal, our center principal, and mapped out a little bit more about the processes that we need to get straight, and worked out a teacher training. Ran off into the sunset to go get my daughter, came back home, made dinner, hung out with her for a little bit, and then it's back to the hustle as always. I am fulfilled. I feel full, you guys. I feel happy. I feel fulfilled. I feel successful. I feel like this is only the beginning. I mean, it looks like I've done a lot and gone a long ways, but this is only the beginning. You have no idea what I've got in store for y'all. And I'm hoping that as you follow me along on this journey, you will be excited as I am. You will be glad to share. You'll be glad to, be a part of the journey. I'm hoping more of you will be bold enough to, like, share, comment, get in touch with me. Let's talk. That's all I want. I want to have more conversations. I think the internet has brought us together and kind of kept us apart at the same time. There are those of us who can't do anything but scroll through social media and like everybody else's pictures. There are people that are out there making friends all over the world but don't know how to say, 2 words to the person sitting next to them on the bus. I think that the internet is amazing. I'm super grateful because I have family scattered across the globe, you guys. All right. After the riots, our family kind of just scattered. So, I am grateful that my family is everywhere, that we do have Facebook to kind of connect us all, and we can, keep in touch and watch each other's families grow. It's not traditional. It's not the way I want it to be. I'd rather us all grow up closer to each other where we can go see each other and spend time with each other, do dinner and a movie, babysit at each other's houses, whatever. I don't care. That's the kind of life I want. And it's coming because I'm not going to stop till I get it. But in the meantime, I am super grateful. I'm not going to lie. I've been scared halfway through this. I was scared that I wouldn't be able to do it. I was scared that I wasn't making any sense. To be quite frank, there are a couple episodes on here where I have fallen asleep talking to you guys and woken back up and finished the damn podcast. I'm hoping there wasn't too long a gap. I haven't gone back to listen, but I'm telling you, I fell asleep while I was talking to you guys. That's how tired I was. But I did it anyway. I made sure I got through my commitments because this is important to me. Really. This commitment that I have to myself, it's important to me. It's the first time in the world, in this lifetime, that I've really committed to myself. I've made commitments along the way as well, and I'm keeping those up as well the best I can. I I am super grateful. I've made so many connections on this journey. And seriously, Wendy Porter has been like a major, major influence on my life. I don't know where I ended up finding her. I don't know how I found her on Instagram. Messaged her just out of curiosity, just morbid curiosity, and didn't for a second think she'd message me back and say, you know what, you're RVP material. Why don't we schedule a phone call? And the rest is history, you guys. And that was only, let's see, tomorrow was November. That was 7 months ago. 7 months. And to be quite honest, I didn't start working, as in building my business, until the last week of July. And here we are at 100 episodes. Halloween night, my favorite holiday of the year, and I'm not out terrorizing people like I usually am. That'll be next year, I guess. Yeah, I'm grateful. And that's something I want y'all to think about. The more grateful I become, the more I believe that I have what I need to make it, the more everything falls into place. Those moments when I'm like terrified and afraid of, opening my mouth and saying, yeah, okay, you have a new opportunity, I'm up for it. Count me in. Those moments when I'm afraid, I'm trying to make sure they don't last very long. Because fear will take over your mind. Fear will have you thinking you're completely trapped with no way out. And that's not the kind of life I want to lead anymore. I've been there. I really have. I've been stuck in a place where I was married to someone I thought I loved. And I'm not going to lie, I did love him. Okay? I loved him. And I did everything I could to make sure his life was great. I made sure that the kids were taken care of. I made sure the house was taken care of. I did everything I possibly could. And he had me thinking that there was no one in the world who would be my friend because they were all backstabbing. He had me thinking that, without him, I would have nothing. He had me thinking that if I said hello to a cash register and he caught me smiling, that jealous streak would come back out. I've been there. I know what that's like. But I'm here to tell you, living proof, the change is in your hands, you guys. You can change it if you want. It depends on how bad you want it. How bad you want it. No matter what you do, somebody's going to be pissed off. No matter how you see the world, somebody's not going to be happy with the way you are. But that's just the way the cards fall. That's just the way it is. Not everyone was meant like you. Now, I would rather be somebody's shot of tequila than everybody's cup of tea. Because if I am everybody's cup of tea, it means I'm trying too hard and I'm not being authentic. I'm not being me. I wasn't made for everybody. I wasn't made to be friends with everybody on Facebook. Now, if you send me a friend request, yes, I will accept. And then it's up to you to maintain that friendship. If you come at me like, hey, how are you? Oh my God, call me. Like within the first 3 seconds, I'm going to tell you, baby girl's curve game is strong. I will block you with a quickness. You come at me with stupid comments about how I look or, how you feel about the way I look. Yeah, blocked, unfortunately. Y'all have a lot to learn. It's okay. I'm patient. I'll teach you. Either way, I am grateful. I have something in my hands right now that I can mold and create and fashion into something worth leaving behind. I have something in my hands right now that I know is worth it. I know it's quality because it's based on my life. Nothing in my life is off limits to you guys, with the exception of my daughter. If you need to ask me a question about something I did, I will give you the honest truth. If you need to learn more about how I handled a situation, I will give you the honest truth. My life is an open book. It's difficult to put into words sometimes. It will drag me back through some hard times to tell you about it, but that's how you know I really lived those things. I can bring you right back to that moment with me. I'm grateful for everything that's happened in my life. I wouldn't change a single thing. Not a damn thing. Because any change along the way and I would be a different person. I would be somewhere else. Any change along the way, and I can't guarantee I had my daughter right now. And she's exactly the light I need in my life. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have woken up. I would still be a zombie slave wife running around at home doing everything thinking that's the only way to please my man. If you are not whole, if you are not happy on your own, I guarantee you, you can fake it for a while, but you cannot honestly and authentically give to anyone else. You need to find a way to fill yourself. You need to find a way to be happy with your life. You have to accept the body you have. And if you really don't like it, find a way to change it in a healthy enough manner where you will be proud of yourself. No, I'm not saying go under the knife. No, I'm not saying go crazy dieting and stuff and then get yourself sent to the hospital because you don't have enough nutrients in your body. Love who you are. Love where you are. Trust the process. Trust that journey. Yeah, it sucks. It's painful, you guys. It wasn't meant to be anything but painful. If you didn't have the pain, you wouldn't appreciate the good. You would recognize the good if you had it. Yeah, you need the pain. It's yin and yang, right? You need both. Don't let fear overcome you. Don't let fear take over that tape that's running in your head, telling you you can't do it, you can't do shit, you're worthless, you don't have the skills, who the fuck would listen to you, you're not a coach, you're not a therapist, you're not Tony Robbins, who do you think you are? You think you're Gary Vaynerchuk? He's better than you are. You'll never be like him. Give up now. That's exactly the tape that's running through my head sometimes. That's something I have to overcome, and I will, little by little. And honestly, action cures doubt. Action cures fear. Action puts fear on the back burner. You're doing it. Put some action behind all those words you talk to people with. All those complaints you have about your boss. All those complaints you have about your colleagues. All those complaints you have about your spouse. Put some action into it. Better yet, how about you do something worth talking about? How about you work hard in silence and let your results speak for you? Really. How many of you have been following me from day one? Not that many. How many of you knew that this was going to be episode 100? How many of you know who I am based on what I've been telling you? How many of you really listen? And not just to me, to anyone in your life. Go do something. Get involved. Put your heart out there. Try one more time. It's always worth trying one more time. Now I'm a Star Wars geek. And there was a moment while Luke Skywalker was training with Yoda. And he was like, look, I can't lift it with my mind. I just can't. I don't believe I can. And Yoda said, yeah, that's the problem. You don't believe. You gotta believe in you. You gotta be your number one fan. Screw everybody else. They'll follow along when they're ready. You gotta be your number one fan. You gotta believe you have something worth sharing. And every one of you do. They might not all be stories about struggle. They might not all be stories about how you're a great artist. You may not be able to write the best lyrics. You may not be able to paint the best paintings. Who cares? You may be a skateboarder. You may be an athlete. You may be a dancer. You may be the greatest chef. Your imagination is the limit. What are you good at? And if you don't think you're good at anything, go try everything. I hate to say it, but My Little Ponies, that was freaking amazing because there was a point in there where the little ponies didn't know what they wanted to do. They didn't know what their talent was supposed to be. So you know what they did? They tried everything. And they failed at most everything, but they tried everything. And eventually they figured out that what they were good at was solving mysteries. solving problems, helping other people. And they would never have figured that out if they hadn't gone and tried everything and helped a lot of people. So my message to you on this 100th episode is to be grateful for what you do have. Be proud of who you are. Own your struggle. And realize that nothing is meant to be permanent. Things change. If you want it to change bad enough, get up and go change it. No one's going to change it for you. Because honestly, if your problems lie in someone else's hands, if the solutions to your problems lie in someone else's hands, you will never solve your problems. That makes you a victim, darling. But realize this, even victims have a choice. They can stay quiet and stay victim, or they can get up and make a fuss. They can fight tooth and nail to the very end. Your life is in your hands. Every bit of it. Now, God will throw you curveballs every so often, but your life is in your hands. Get up and own that shit. Do what you gotta do. I know I did. I didn't always fight. I didn't think it was right to fight. I thought I would cause more trouble to fight. But after a lot of bloodshed, I fought back. And it was the best thing I ever did. Be grateful. You have more than most. There are children out there who don't have parents anymore because war has taken that from them. There are families out there struggling to feed their children from one meal to the next. There are places in the world where there isn't running water. There are areas where you can't walk from one street to the other without being shot at. You have more than most. You do. Be grateful. Learn to be grateful. For every fear you have, try and think of 10 things that you're grateful for. Remind yourself that you are lucky. And if you really don't think you're lucky, let's think about it this way. It was a miracle that you were born the way you were. You could have been a trillion different other forms. You could have been a drop of water. You could have been a leaf on a bamboo plant. You could have been an ant. But you were born human. And if you were born with all of your faculties intact and all of your limbs working, damn, are you lucky? If you were born with the capability for speech and understanding, wow, that's amazing. If you were born with the ability to love another person, I commend you. If you use your heart the way you're supposed to and try over and over again to give love, that's a superpower. And if no matter how many times life knocks you down, you get back up, brush yourself off, and try again, you are my hero. Don't ever let anyone tell you different. You have every opportunity in the world. You can still do word of mouth advertising even if you don't have an internet connection. That still works, you guys. Being kind still works. Being grateful still works. It's a thank you economy, right? Be polite. Mind your manners. Speak life into each other. I dare you. And watch your whole world change. So for this 100th episode, I have a challenge for you guys. I want you to go 24 hours without complaining. Just 24 hours. No complaining. Otherwise you start over again. 24 straight hours. And see if your life don't change. I love you guys. I have big things coming. I have an announcement tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to make it without any problems. I'm going to push for that. Don't worry. But y'all keep listening in. I appreciate your support. Like, share, comment, message me. Let's talk. And I'll catch you again tomorrow, okay? All right. Y'all take care.